Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. I'm usually here with layout process videos for you, but today I have a bit of a product review. I am getting ready for a couple of big crafting events which involve a lot of dies, and I need to store those dies. And since I needed to buy some new magnet sheets anyway, I thought about exploring some options that may solve some problems that I've been having. So that's the topic of today's video, and let's dive in. All right, I have got three options here. This is what I have been using for years and years. Well, sort of. I had a product previous to this that was not sticky back, which I actually preferred because then I could add adhesive if I wanted to, or leave them unattached if I wanted to work with them that way. This is pretty much the piece that I have left. I have like one more piece than this, and we'll see that in a minute. But this is pretty thin, as you can see. I did borrow my husband's tool for measuring the thickness of these items so that you can see a value. And this is going to be measuring in millimeters. So let's start off with this one. And depending on how hard I rotate this, you want to clamp it hard enough that it's held tight. It's 0.71, can't see it. 0.71 millimeters. I thought that would show up better on the camera, but it's not. So that's what I've been using for years, and that's because it was pretty affordable. It's easy to cut down to the size of piece that I want to use. Sometimes I just need a long strip. Sometimes I need like a quarter of a sheet. So that is that. This is something I found on my own when I was searching for magnets. And the thing about this is that it comes with magnet sheets and storage pouches, which you can see back here. So let me open this up. All right, I wanted to open that up silently because I know the plastic picks up on the microphone. You can buy these in different quantity packages. And of course, the more you buy, the lower the price per unit. And a unit is going to be a storage pouch and a magnet sheet, which has this lovely orange backing. Now, it's a little bit tricky to compare these because this one is small, and if I do the wobble test, you can see that this one's pretty wobbly. This one would indeed be just as wobbly if it were bigger, but that is why I have the calipers. So these are actually thinner, 0.65, between 0.66 and 0.65. So that kind of surprises me. This one, I mean, there is a little bit of thickness with this liner on here. Don't know if that will, these calipers are supposed to be able to measure things that are super thin. So that is measuring 0.11. So with this liner removed, it is very similar. Let's see, 0.71 minus 11 would be 0.6, and this one was coming out to 0.65. So these are slightly thicker once you take the lining into account. I don't use these by themselves most of the time. I will attach these to a backer card. And let me pull in, this is the die set I'm currently trying to organize, and as you can see, I do not have enough magnet to do that. That's why I wanted to bust these guys open and do a quick video before moving on. Normally, I will cut the backer card that the dies come with down to fit in my regular storage pouches. And then I will attach this to the backer card in sections or big pieces, depending on how it makes the most sense. So back to these, I bought the smallest quantity I could because I wasn't sure if I was going to like them. Let's go ahead and do some testing. You know what? I'm just going to compare. That one is not fully on the magnet. Okay, all of these are fully on the magnet. And if I pick it up and kind of shake it. Did one fall off? I don't know. I'll have to review the video. I don't think one fell off. This is actually holding better than I would thought. I'm having trouble with these kind of not wanting to hold on to some of these littler pieces, which is why I'm exploring other options. So that's actually not doing too badly. As they stick down, this is feeling a little bit stronger. Well, I don't know. See, the bigger, the more solid metal pieces are definitely holding better than the open pieces. So let's see. Okay, I got 2 pieces to fall off when I whacked it. So if you're like moving it around and bump it into something, you'll probably get pieces to fall off. But if you're just kind of holding it around, see, when I do that, I can get pieces to fall off. That's not usually what happens, but that is kind of the case where you want the magnet to be nice and strong, because if you do drop it on the floor or bump it, you don't want these little pieces to go flying and get lost. However, there is also a big balance between that and cost. So I will pop up costs on the screen. Okay, I usually use this style pouch, which is very affordable. And when I combine this with, you know, the magnet sheet and repurposing the cardboard, this is a fairly affordable way to store die sets. Again, I'll pop these numbers up on screen. Let's see how these envelopes do. These are definitely thicker, a slightly different plastic material. They're bigger than what I usually need. So this is kind of the biggest I go in terms of die sets. I will cut these bigger die sets down so that I can fit a piece on the front and a piece on the back and store everything in one pouch. So these are bigger than what I would need on an ordinary basis. And so you're spending money on more product than you need, and it's not really all that sizable because of the combo pouch and magnet. There's no reason to cut these down because then you'd have to store them somewhere else. These do have wiggle room inside the pouch. So I'd say getting these in and out isn't complicated. They do close if you want them to. Because I store my pouches vertically, that could be a problem. And in fact, I don't think these are definitely wider than what I'm using. These would not fit in my current storage system very well. I do have one section for oversized dies, so that's where these will probably come in handy. I can definitely put 2 back to back for storing something like these larger die sets, so that's a good thing. However, there's one more option under here. And that is these Marietta magnetics. Now these were, as far as I remember, these were the more expensive option. They're going to be more like this, where you get a magnet sheet and you cut it down to the size you want to use and then use a separate storage pouch with that. These were recommended by Jennifer McGuire, which is her storage system for stamps and dies is what I shifted to many years ago. So that's why I decided to just take her recommendation. Not everything that she has recommended has worked for me. Recommendations are just that. They are things that that particular person, in this case me, have found useful. And so I'm hoping to tell you and show you what's maybe going to work and what's maybe not going to work. And you can take those pieces and see if that's going to work for you. All right, let's open these up. Oh, these are definitely heavy. And so they are, let's see, 8.5 by 11 sheets. I believe what I was buying before was 8 by 10 or something along those lines. So these are a full letter size sheet. They are definitely thick. They have a more matte side and a shinier, glossier side. I'm guessing this is the actual magnetic side. Let's take a look at this thickness. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, 0.72. So this was coming up close to this with the liner, but .71. So these are coming up as thick as these ones, including that liner, remember. This one definitely feels thinner than these ones do. So let's do the shake, rattle, and roll. These ones are still feeling... These ones are still feeling loosey-goosey to me, so... Okay, let's see. That could be the flop factor, because when it bends, it's pulling away from the magnet. So let me go ahead and cut this down. I used to use my regular cutter and a blade that I would save specifically for cutting magnets, because as soon as you cut into this stuff, your blade's going to go dull. But on this specialty self-sharpening cutter, I'm hoping that I can just continue to use it for this kind of thing forever, pretty much. So let's pop this in here, and I can feel it sticking to something in the mat. So how wide are these ones? Let's see, these are 5.5, so let's do that. And that actually is half this sheet anyway, so that makes total sense. Cut it, no problem. No problem at all. And then, you know what? Let me go ahead and cut this one down to a 1/4 sheet, because that's most likely how I will use them. So 5.5 by 4 1/4 is how I'm most likely to use these. And again, that cuts like butter. So this trimmer so far is making me happy for doing these kinds of things. Okay, let's do that shake, rattle, and roll test again. All right, I am back again, and I was completely wrong about something. So this is the Marietta magnet, and I have these two pieces here. There is a smoother, kind of glossy side that looks more shiny, and then there is kind of a textury side that is slightly less shiny. Now, it's not picking up on the camera super well. I don't know. Can you see that kind of bumpy texture that is in this highlighted portion versus just kind of a smooth? It's getting all scratched up on this side, but there's not that kind of bump there. As I was putting away this die set, I realized that I was probably using the wrong side of the magnet, because I'm so used to just using one side. I know I said that there's two sides, but it didn't really occur to me to go ahead and flip it over. And since this one is pretty shiny, I just automatically was drawn to the shiny side. But when I put these dies on this textured, more matte side, I have got way better stick happening. Okay, I was able to bump one off. Let's do... Okay, that took a few taps and bumps. Like if you just kind of throw it down on the table. Okay, so use your products correctly. And if you're going to get magnet sheets that do not have an adhesive, you do need to test which side is the stronger side of the magnet. So I just wanted to show you all of the options, kind of what you can expect out of each product, and hopefully that will help you decide what you would like to do. I will link all these things up down below. They're all available on Amazon. I do not have an affiliate link with Amazon at this point, so it's just a regular reference link for ease of shopping. So I hope this was useful to you. If you found this useful, please do give me a thumbs up and share this video with friends, because that really does help my channel. I will be back later for some actual crafty videos, and until then, I hope you have an artful day.